Good morning. How are you? It's another day. All right. Beautiful music for a beautiful day. I'm going to do attendance, work on anything that you need to complete.
Okay, Miss. I did the narrative essay like last night, finished it, crammed it in one day. But I had trouble copying and pasting it into the final draft paper. So can you just take the rough draft paper as the final draft? It might have like a few spelling errors every now and again. Like I don't use an apostrophe when I spell don't. But yeah.
Hmm. What was the problem with copying and pasting?
Well, every time I copied and pasted the first paragraph, it would show up on the screen as absolutely ginormous and take up like 3 pages. Like it would just keep it was ginormous font and bolded, and I couldn't fix it, which was kind of annoying.
Yeah, that would be annoying. Um, Let me look at what you've got, okay? And then I'll let you know during interventions,
Okay.
okay? Just let me look at it. Oh no, it's okay. That's a typical teaching life. But I will look tonight when I get home. 6 more minutes and then we will do announcements. Sure, Raphael. Absolutely. That's fine. All right. Let's see, I'll insert you. Your assignments should be getting turned in. That should be good. Let's see. Oops. I was muted the last time I was talking, so I will repeat what I said. If you are coming in after 8:15, you are considered to be late. You will be marked late. So please get here before 8:15. Here's announcements.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Be Kind Pledge. I pledge to be encouraging, be supportive, be positive, be helpful, be honest, be considerate, be thankful, be responsible, be respectful, and be a friend. For lunch today, we have chicken nuggets. Come on up between 10:30 and 12:30 and grab your lunch today. Remember, we feed all children under the age of 18. You don't have to be a student at Pendergast. No registration required. Just come on up and grab your lunch. Don't forget to come up with your costume tomorrow during your lunches, 10:30 to 12:30 Friday, to spin Nancy's Wheel of Prizes. So again, come on up in your costume on Friday. That's tomorrow, and that way you can spin the wheel for possibly some fantastic prizes or some treats. Have a great Halloween. Be safe. Lots of folks that knew that this was Jackie Robinson, and he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Congratulations to Miss Mary's class for playing this time. From Miss Cassie, Micah, and Selena. From Miss Jasper, we had Bernard, Giovanni, Alexander, Jaden, Chloe, and Isaiah. From Miss Capco, Reggie, Emmanuel, and Margot. And let me see who else, Alejandro. And then from Mr. Hernandez's, we had Jackie Robinson from Juliet. And from Miss Shorts, Anthony Rodriguez knew. Congratulations to all those first responders for getting their answers in. Trivia for today. We all know this is Captain Underpants. In the Captain Underpants books, what is Captain Underpants' real name? Good luck. We're checking your reading on this one. So happy Red Ribbon Week. We wear red to celebrate our positive choices. Staying drug-free means investing in your current and future health. You don't have to use drugs to fit in. There are other ways to belong. Celebrate your uniqueness and show it to the world. We had lots of amazing folks who wore red yesterday to celebrate and honor Red Ribbon Week. We thank you so much. And remember, our theme this year is be happy, be brave, and be drug-free. So be happy, be brave, be drug-free. We at Pendergast love our students, and we want you to lead happy, healthy, fun, and wonderful lives. We know that by making healthy choices like staying drug-free, you are more likely to live the best life for you. So take a moment to commit to yourself that you will continue to make healthy choices to ensure a brighter future. You won't regret it. We have one amazing shining star to celebrate today for sight words. Congratulations to Logan and Miss Mary's class for learning your sight words. And we have Alexia Superstar, Eli Valle. Congratulations, you are Alexia Superstar. Our brand new Pendergast hoodies are coming in soon. And remember, we don't sell these. We give these away to students who work extra hard, who do what's expected the very best they can every single day without being asked more than once, without being reminded over and over. You're logging on to Zoom every day. You're getting your work turned in. We're going to get you a brand new sweatshirt for no cost. Again, we're watching to see which of our students are deserving of these free sweatshirts. So make sure you're doing your work and doing it the very best you can. Good luck, and we'll be in touch very soon. Good morning, Pendergast staff and students. Today is Thursday, October the 29th. Thank you so much for getting up with us this morning, bright and early, for your Zoom lessons. We appreciate you getting online. We appreciate you getting your work turned in. Get in your Google Classroom, get in your Seesaws, and get that work turned in so your teachers can get you feedback so we can make sure that you're learning what you need to learn. Not many announcements today. We just want to welcome you to school this Thursday and hope you have a great day. We had lots of announcements that were part of the announcements this morning, including our Halloween costume event that's happening tomorrow during your lunch. We got hoodies coming out for folks doing their work the very best they can. All sorts of good things happening at school. We got clubs starting up. We got superintendent student council folks being nominated. Just have lots of great things happening at Pendergast. So we thank you for getting up. Thank you for getting to school today. Have a great day. Remind your parents to go out and vote. It's time to vote now. Remember, Pendergast district office is a polling place to drop off your ballot. So if you've already voted by that absentee ballot, please get that turned in. Be sure to vote. But have a great, great Thursday. Make great choices today. Do what's expected the very best you can, even when no one's watching. And you know why. Have a great Thursday. Make great choices, and we'll see you very soon.
Awesome, awesome. All right, let's get started with our lesson. For Thursday, we are going to be reading chapter 8 ourselves because there's no recording for it, which is really weird. But anyways, you guys are great readers, so let's get started with reading. One thing that we need to focus on is what our objective is. And we've been talking about author's purpose, author's point of view, and author's tone. So we're going to continue looking at these strategies as we go through the story. Right now, we're going to read chapter 8. I'm going to put it on so that you can see it on my screen. If you want to open it in your document, you can do that as long as you're paying attention and you are prepared to read. Okay? Any questions about that? No questions? All right. Let me just log in here. All right, chapter 8, the omnivore's dilemma. All right, the omnivore's dilemma, chapter 8, is that food? I'm going to start reading and then I'm going to call someone to help me finish reading this chapter. So be prepared to read. For some animals, there is no dilemma at dinner time. The koala eats eucalyptus leaves, period. To the koala, eucalyptus leaves equals food. The monarch butterfly only eats milkweed. There's no choice to make. Everything else in nature is not food. The koala gets all the nutrients it needs from eucalyptus trees. The monarch gets everything it needs from milkweed leaves. But unlike koalas and monarch butterflies, omnivores not only can eat different foods, we need to eat a variety of foods to stay healthy. For example, we need vitamin C, which is only found in plants. We also need vitamin B12, which is only found in animals. Ultimately, our omnivore's dilemma is rooted in our nature as being human beings. but we've made our choices much harder than they used to be. So here's a little note about omnivores, carnivores, and herbivores. Human beings are omnivores. Omni in Latin means all or everything. Vor comes from the Latin vorere, which means to eat or devour. Carnivores, like lions and sharks, eat only meat. Carne is Latin for meat. Herbivores, like cows, eat only plants. Herbe in Latin means grass or green plant. So that helps us to understand what's happening when these cows eat corn and all that other stuff. It's not good for them. Um, Malachi, please read.
It's the one at the top, right?
Yes.
The industrial food chain.
Uh-huh.
The industrial food chain has brought the world to our supermarkets. Today, we could just buy about any sort of food from anywhere in the globe, in any season. We can buy kiwis from New Zealand and grapes from Chile. We can buy fresh tomatoes in the middle of winter, flown in from Israel or Holland or Mexico. Add that to the thousands of new processed foods, about 17,000 a year each year, and we have an incredible amount of food choices, even if most of them are made from corn. With the variety and the constant stream of messages from the food industry and media, how can we ever make up our minds?
Hmm. That's a dilemma. How do we make up our minds? Josephine.
Also, can I get a drink
Oh, I thought
of
I did.
water?
Go ahead. Josephine, the modern omnivore. Please read.
Okay, over thousands of years, human beings built a culture of food that helped us figure out what to eat and what to avoid. We learned what was safe to eat and what could kill us. We learned how to find and cook local foods. These rules and habits made eating a lot easier. When it was time to eat, people didn't have to think about it much. They ate what their parents and grandparents had eaten. If you lived in Mexico, you ate rice, beans, and corn tortillas. If you lived in West Africa, you ate cassava,
Cassava,
yams, beans, and
millet.
millet. What you ate also depended on the season. You ate apples in the fall and leafy greens in the spring. In most places, people ate small portions of meat, though not at a, not at every meal. By following simple rules like these, people solve the omnivore's dilemma.
Excellent. So we had planned meals, scheduled meals that came from nature. We didn't have to worry about our diets or whether or not we got our vitamins, correct? Christian, please read.
Read what?
What's on the screen?
Okay. You're reading what? Why are there are so many more rats and humans in the world than
Koala.
what? Oh, koalas, because the koalas' food supply is limited to the one thing equal leaves. Koalas only live where there are trees, and if equal die because of drought or disease. That is it for the koala, but the rat and the human can live just about anywhere on Earth. When their familiar foods are in the short supply, there's always another they can try. The list of things, the list of things humans beings have eaten or will eat is pretty much endless. It includes bugs, worms, dirt, fungi, leeches, seaweed, rotten fish.
The roots.
Yeah, roots, roots, shoots, steam, whatever the steams, bark, buds, flowers, seed, and fruits of plant, and very imageable part of every imageable animal, not to mention hags, granda, and chicken McNuggets.
Yep. Human beings can eat anything on earth, pretty much, which is kind of scary. Victor, you're up.
Okay, today the modern omnivore has almost no culture to fall back on. Standing in our giant supermarkets, we feel more lost than someone standing in a forest 10,000 years ago. We no longer know for sure which foods are good for us and which aren't. Thanks for the food. Thanks to the food industry, we don't even know we what it is we're eating. Sometimes it even seems like we've forgotten why we eat. Modern Americans have lost the solution to the omnivore's dilemma, and today the big oh no, today the problem is bigger than it has ever been. But it's not an unsolvable problem. We need to recover the skills and knowledge people used to have.
Excellent. So, why do we eat food? What is the purpose of eating?
Stay alive?
Is
Grow? I don't know.
to grow, right? Are we supposed to eat just to be eating?
No.
No, there's a purpose for eating, right? Our bodies need nutrients, therefore we eat. But are we supposed to eat until we are gluttonously full and can't move? Have to be rolled off the sofa? I don't think so. We've kind of forgotten that food is fuel for our bodies. It's not supposed to be, we're not supposed to just be eating to be eating. The omnivore's brain. Hold on. You know what I feel like would be better for everyone? Putting the letter size bigger. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can do that. Let me see. I don't know if that will work. Is that better?
I mean, yeah, I think there's like a thing where on the top it was like an A. I don't. Yeah,
I can make
yeah,
it
you could.
bigger.
Yeah,
Is that better?
yeah. I guess I was just trying to make it easier for everyone.
Okay. No, that's good. I didn't even think that because I'm just looking at it. But if that helps, I am happy to help. Okay. All right. So, Max, please read.
Over thousands of years, humans being built a culture of food that helped us figure out what to eat and what to avoid. We learned what was safe to eat and what could kill us. We learned how to find and cook local foods. These rules and habits made eating a lot easier. When it was time to eat, people didn't have to think about it too much. They ate what their parents and grandparents had eaten. If you lived in Mexico, you ate rice, beans, and corn tortillas. If you live in West Africa, you ate cassava, yams, beans, and millet.
Yeah. Oh, Josephine read this. Okay, so when I made it bigger, it moved it. So let me find where we were at. The omnivore's brain. Okay, you can. Is this it? Yeah. Okay, read this one. Sorry about that.
Where did I start? The
Start
first,
first. Uh huh.
The first thing we should remember is that our bodies have evolved to help us solve the omnivore dilemma. For example, we have different teeth for different jobs. We can bite like a carnivore or we can chew like a herbivore. Depending on the dish, our digestive tract is also good at digesting different types of foods. The omnivore dilemma is one reason our brains are so large. The koala doesn't need a lot of brain power to figure out what to eat. As it happens, the koala's brain is so small it doesn't even fill up its skull. Zoologist, zoologist, zoologist,
Zoologist.
zoologists think the koala wants a more varied diet than it does now. As it evolved toward eating just one food, it didn't need to think as much. Over generations, unused organs tend to shrink. In other words, as the koala's diet shrank, so did its brain.
Does that mean that if we eat less, our brains will shrink?
Honestly, I think we have too big of enough
Probably.
heads.
You think our heads are too big? Could be, because we do a lot of thinking, don't we? All right. Why is Eurexia in there? Hang on. Next, Alessandra.
I'm reading that, right? The little note.
Yes.
Okay. Let me go get my glasses real quick.
Okay. How about if you read the next one, get your glasses so that you're prepared, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jacqueline, how about you?
Okay. Taste and the tongue. Traditionally, maps of taste buds show areas where the four different tastes, sweet, bitter, salty, and sour, are detected on the tongue. New research, however, has not only uncovered a fifth taste called
Umami?
is that word unami, which means unami, which means
Uh-huh.
which means savory in Japanese, which suggests that taste buds may be more complicated. Certain cells may be dedicated to detecting one taste but found all over the tongue, or certain areas may just be more sensitive to particular flavors. There are also some evidence that men and women taste flavor differently, and that some lucky superstars experience more intense flavors because they have more taste buds than the average person.
Oh, isn't that amazing how you can taste things in one way for one person, but it's totally different to someone else because of those little buds on your tongue. So next time you look in the mirror, just look and see, where are all those buds at? What does that look like? It's pretty interesting. Okay. Alessandra, are you ready?
Yeah, do I read the first paragraph or like the other one too?
You can read the first two if you want, or all three.
Okay. Humans, on the other hand, need a lot of brain power to safely choose an omnivore diet.
Uh-huh.
We can't rely on instinct like the koala does. For us, choosing food is a problem that has to solve with our own brain and our senses. To help it make food decisions, our brain develop taste preferences. We think of taste as something that helps us enjoy food, but our sense of taste enveloped, did I say that right?
Yes.
To help us screen food. Our taste buds divide food into two groups: sweet food that are good to eat and bitter foods that might harm us.
Good. Good, good, good. Next, please read Josephine. Again.
Sweetness is a sign that a food is a rich source of carbohydrate energy. We don't need to be taught to like sweet foods. We are born liking them. A sweet tooth is part of our omnivore's brain. It is an instinct that evolved to help us through times of food shortage. It says, eat as much of this sweet, high energy food as you can because you never know when you're going to find some again. This built-in sweet tooth is so strong will that we will keep eating sweets even after we are no longer hungry. Our instinct doesn't realize that in modern times there are always sweet foods available to us. We don't have to go hunting and gathering to get more. All we have to do is walk to the refrigerator.
Interesting. So that's where sweet tooth came from. Our brain is telling us to find high energy food. Pretty interesting. Um, Raphael, the bitter and the sweet.
All right. We're also born with a built-in signal that tells us to stop eating certain foods. That's the taste we call bitter. Many plant toxins, poisons are bitter. Avoiding bitter foods is a good way to avoid these toxins. Pregnant women are very sensitive to bitter taste. This instinct probably developed to protect the developing fetus against even the mild toxins found in foods like broccoli. But this is not a good excuse to stop eating broccoli. It turns out that some of the bitterest plants contain valuable nutrients, even useful medicines. We can't only rely on our sense of taste when we choose what we eat. Besides, many people like the taste of broccoli.
Broccoli's good.
To me, broccoli is gross by itself, but if it has melted cheese on it, it tastes better.
That's the only way my kids would eat it when they were younger. As they got older, they started eating it without the cheese. But it's a good way to for moms to get the kids to eat it, isn't it? All right. Last paragraph here. Let's see. Luciel, you're up.
The bark of the willow tree is extremely bitter, but early humans learned how to make tea from it. Why? Anyway, why? Why? Because willow bark contains, what is that? What is that?
Salicylic.
Salicylic acid and a pain reliever. It's the active ingredient in aspirin. Our food choices are not just dictated by instinct. We can learn to eat bitter foods if they are good for us. We sometimes even decide that we like them.
Very good. So when before we had supermarkets and everything processed and put into little jars for us, we kind of knew what to eat and what not to eat that was in nature. And our senses, taste, smell, touch, sight, what we saw, what we felt, all of those things helped us to figure out what was good for us and what was bad for us. Now it's so simple. You just go to a store and pick up a bottle, and it's supposed to have what you need to take care of whatever symptoms or anything you have. So let's have Sergio, please read.
Are you that's disgusting?
Yeah.
Humans are great
Omnivores.
omnivores, but there are some things that we just won't eat. Things that all humans begin to find disgusting. The list of disgusting things include
Corpses.
corpses, de-
Decaying.
decay, flesh, animal waste, and curious the one
Bodily.
bodily
Fluid.
fluid of the other people that don't discuss us is one product by the human alone. Tears consider the only type of tissue you'd be willing to share. The disgusting we feel about these items is probably
Genetic.
genetic part of the inborn instinct that tell us what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat. This is an important feeling for omnivores since it keeps us from eating rotten meat, other items that carry diseases and bacteria.
Excellent. Good job reading. So the reason that we have the sense of disgust is to keep us from eating things that are going to harm us. Do you think you could ever eat a corpse? Do you know what a corpse is?
I would not eat no
Isn't
dead.
it a body?
It's a dead body. Yes.
People that get that disgusted feeling, but they still keep going because they just want to, like, let's say in YouTube, like they want to eat a whole pickle jar or whatever, and they feel disgust and they just keep going and going. I'm just like, why?
Some people do. I don't know. I guess they can't turn that sense of theirs off.
I guess they're just curious of what it tastes. I
Yeah,
don't know.
people are a little more curious than I'd like to be. But yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer was like that. So that's a whole nother story. Okay. Jimena, your turn.
Okay. Food. Are we still reading the little note?
Nope, we're on one way. Down at the bottom.
Way.
Do you see it? One way we have.
Oh, there we go. One way of the overcome the bitterness of some plants is by cooking. Acorns are very bitter, but Native Americans figure out a way to turn them into a rich food by grinding, soaking, and roasting them. The roots of sorry about that.
That's okay.
I forgot where I was at.
The roots. Oops, sorry. Hang on. Oh, sorry. It pops up when I go down too far. The roots of the cassava.
The roots of the cassava, a plant in African, contain a poison cyanide.
Yeah.
This
Cyanide.
cyanide. This keeps most animals from eating them. But once again, humans figure out a safely way to eat
Cassava.
cassava
Mhm.
by pouring
Pounding.
on a pounding, my bad, and then cooking it. We'll keep reading, or
Yeah, finish that paragraph.
okay.
And and humans.
And humans had a cassava roots all to themselves since pigs, porcupines, and other animals wouldn't touch them. Once it was discovered, cooking became one of the most important tools of human omnivores. Cooking basically increased the number of plants and animals we could eat. In fact, cooking probably was a turning point to humans' evolution.
Good. Anthropologists.
Anthropologists think early Termites humans learned to use fire and cook about 1.9 million years ago. That was around the same time the human's brain grew larger and our teeth and jaw grew smaller.
Excellent. Good job. Good job. Okay, rats. Let's see what happens with the rats. Maria.
Rats are also
Omnivore.
omnivores, but unlike us, rats can pass lessons or food habits down to their many children. When it comes to omnivores dilemma, each rat is on its own rats nibble and very tiny bit and wait to see what happens. Most poisons in nature are not that strong. A tiny amount will make.
Yeah. Stop. You skipped some parts.
Sorry.
That's okay. Go back to the second paragraph. Rats solve the dilemma by.
Rats solve the omnivore's dilemma by testing new food. If a rat finds something new to eat, it will nibble a very tiny bit and wait to see what happens. Most poisons in nature are not that strong. A tiny amount will make a rat sick but not kill it. If the rat doesn't get sick, then it knows it can't eat the whole thing in knowledge it retains for the rest of its life. The ability is to learn is what makes poisoning rats so difficult. Do I keep reading?
That's good. You did good. So rats learn by taking little pieces of things. If it doesn't kill them, then it's okay. You can either eat it or pass it.
That's pretty cool.
It is. Humans don't do that. We kind of eat it all no matter what. So
The model should be eat now, die later.
probably make a sign of that. This is really interesting. Luckily, we don't have to use the rat method for solving the omnivore's dilemma. And in fact, over thousands of years, people in every corner of the globe built a large body of food knowledge. Through experience, they learned what combinations of local foods made them healthy. They learned which foods to avoid. They learned how to cook and prepare those foods and passed all this knowledge onto their children. They grew up knowing what to eat and how to cook it. Luis.
Food fads, right?
Nope, up here. The culture at the top.
Thank you. The culture of food didn't solve the omnivore's dilemma. It was also the important glue that bound people together. It was a part of identity of a tribe or a nation. People hold on to their national food even after they move to other countries. Visit any neighborhood where there are immigrants, and you'll see shops that sell food from their home country. Pastas from Italy. What?
Kielbasa.
Kielbasa, is that pronounced?
Kielbasa.
Kielbasa.
Uh-huh.
You start from Poland. Kori spices from India. National food cultures are more than just the foods. They are a set of manners, customs, and rules that cover everything from the correct size of serving to the order of dishes sold at the meal. Makes sense to eat it while spicy wasabi, raw fish, and contain area. Oh,
You skip to start at some of these rules.
okay. Some of these rules clear health benefits. If you live in Japan, eat raw fish, sushi, then it makes sense to eat it while spicy wasabi. Raw fish can contain bacteria known as such a.
And wasabi.
Yeah, let's say so. You would really so. Yeah,
And wasabi kills
I know. And wasabi kills
bacteria.
Wasabi kills bacteria. The people who didn't develop the custom of eating sushi and wasabi didn't know there was such a thing as bacteria. But somehow they figured out that eating wasabi kept them healthier.
Good. Good job. Max, how about reading again?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read.
What part do I read?
People in Central America.
People in Central America cook corn with lime and serve it with beans. It turns out there are important health reasons for doing these things. Corn contains
Ni-
niacin
ni-
and niacin,
niacin.
niacin, an important vitamin. The way to unlock the niacin is corn to cook it with an alkali
Uh-huh.
like, and eating corn and beans together supplies all the amino acids with human needs.
Did you guys know that? When
Oh,
I didn't know that. I cooked beans and rice but I didn't know that lime would help provide the niacin with the corn, which is a vitamin our bodies need. So when you're eating those beans and rice and tortillas and corn, these things are all working together to keep your bodies healthy. Did you know that? I didn't know that, but now I do. Pretty interesting. Food fads. Let's have Martin Castro read first.
What part are we at?
We're at food fads, the first sentence.
We have never had a national food culture in the United States.
Uh-huh.
You want me to read the whole thing?
Yeah.
All right, there's really no such thing as American food. Fast food hamburgers don't count. We have few rules about what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat. We don't have any strong food traditions to guide us, so we seek food advice from experts. This may be one reason we have so many diet fads in this country. One of the earliest of these so-called experts was Dr. John Harvey Kellogg.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's the same Kellogg whose name is on Kellogg's cornflakes and other cereals. Kellogg was a doctor who ran a
Oops. Hold on. I think I skipped. Nope. Okay. Who ran a sanitarium?
sanitarium or health clinic in Battle Creek, Michigan. Large members of wealthy people traveled there and followed Kellogg's nutty ideas about diet and health. Some of his advice included all grape diets and almost hourly enemas. An enema is a cleansing of the bowl in which
Bowel.
bowel in which, oh never mind, he followed enemas which doses of yogurt applied the digestive tract from both ends. Half was eaten, on the other half was, well, you can figure it out.
So Kellogg was a nut. What's the author's tone here in this paragraph? What's his tone? What are some words that help you to know, is he angry? Is he sad? Is he happy? Is he being sarcastic?
Sounds like he's sarcastic because he says followed Kellogg's nutty ideas.
Yeah, look at those words. Kellogg's nutty ideas. He's saying that this doctor had no idea basically of what he was talking about. And he had people taking enemas. Do you know what an enema is?
What is
It's kind of like forcing them to put fluids into their body, not through their mouth, to clean out their bowels, to make them go to the bathroom. Kind of gross. But that's what they did, and they listened to what he had to say. He said you have to have an enema. Kind of strange. So I can't read this down here. We're not going to bother with that. The earliest so-called food expert was Hemingway. No, no, no. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Sorry, my dog's grabbing my cords here. The earliest so-called food expert was Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, who prescribed all grape diets and hourly enemas before going on to launch the cereal company. Makes you wonder about Kellogg's cornflakes. Okay, a scene from the Swedish treatment room at Kellogg's Health Spa, the Battle Creek Sanitarium, circa 1900s. Kind of looks like a gym, doesn't it? You look at the picture.
That's not a gym?
I think it kind of looks like a gym. They've got people on this stretchy thing with pulley ropes. Interesting. I don't know what that is exactly. All right, let's have Jose. You haven't read yet.
Around the same time, millions of Americans got caught in a fad called fletcherizing. This involved chewing each bite of food as many 100 times. It was named after its inventor, a man named Horace Fletcher, also known as the Great Masticator. It's easy to make fun of the people who pay good money to follow his advice. But are we really so much smarter today? Food fads still come and go with alarming speed. In scientific study and new government guideline and bone crop fit. With a medical degree that can change our nation's diet overnight. In 2012, one article in New York Times Magazine said that carbs make you fat. Suddenly, millions of Americans gave up bread and other
carbohydrates
and started eating mainly 5 years from now. That diet as treated as Kellogg's
enemas.
Enemas.
Okay, so what are some of the word choice words here that tell you Poland's tone? What are some of the word choice words? Food fads still come and go with alarming speed. A scientific study, a new government guideline, a lone crackpot with a medical degree. What are some of the words there that make you understand that he's kind of making fun of these people? Being sarcastic.
You can see the line starting in the second paragraph. It's easy to make fun of the people who paid good money to follow his advice, but are we really so much smarter today?
So he's pointing out that people will do anything and pay good money for someone's advice if they have the word doctor behind their name, right? So doctors are supposed to be making good decisions for us. But he calls some of them a lone crackpot. You know what a crackpot is, right?
That's messed up.
It really is. A lone crackpot with a medical degree. So he's making fun of these doctors who say they have the latest fads out there that can change your life. Interesting. Can you guys name any of the fads that you've seen on TV? I can tell you one of them, Weight Watchers. You ever see those ads for Weight Watchers?
I hate those ads. They take forever.
Yep.
They do take forever. But
which ones?
Weight Watchers.
Oh God, I hate those.
What are some others that you've seen out there? There's one that guys like because you drink this powder and it's supposed to give you big muscles.
That sounds like a drug.
It does. It's a powder, actually.
It does.
Yeah, it's a powder. And they say you will have big muscles if you take this powder. It's on TV all the time. Makes you wonder.
I kind of wouldn't know.
Watch it and see how many fads you can come up with for food. It's interesting. Fabiola, please read.
Relying on experts or magazines articles is a very new way of solving the
Omnivores
dilemma.
Mhm.
But there are still lots of countries where people solve it the old-fashioned way. They eat traditional foods following customs that haven't changed for hundreds of years. And amazingly, in those countries where people pick their food based on custom and taste, the people are actually healthier than we are. They have lower rates of a diet-related illness such as heart disease. Take the French for example. They eat and they eat by and large as they have for generations. They drink wine, eat cheese, cook the butter, and eat red meat. Oh yes. They also eat bread without worrying about it. Yet their rates of heart disease and obesity are lower than the health crazy Americans. How can that be? Maybe because how we eat is just as important as what we eat.
Mm, yeah, and they think about all the good stuff that they're putting into their bodies, but they exercise, they walk a lot, they don't over consume, they don't worry about those supersized meals. So, what you eat and how you eat is very important. If you think back to some of those other pages that we read, what did he say about culture? How does culture fit into the way we eat?
Because like it can also go like as like we were growing up, like I'm Hispanic, so I like grew up like a lot of like tortillas and rice and stuff.
Exactly.
Yes.
Too many tortillas. My fridge is full of tortillas. Too many tortillas.
Too many tortillas, but they're good, right? And
yeah,
this is what you
They're good and they go with everything, almost everything.
They
They're
do.
good if you add something to it.
Yes. It,
And
it
then if you-
alone, it just tastes weird.
So it's important that you have learned certain things go with those tortillas to make it tasty, right? But this is something that in your culture you're used to doing. So if you went to Africa and started eating cassave, would that feel natural to you?
Probably not.
No.
No, it's going to take some time to get used to it. Eating Italian food, lots of pastas and tomatoes and tomato sauces and olives. Would that be natural for you?
Do the Italians make pizza?
Pizza came
I'm game. I'm there.
and I don't even know if pizza is actually Italian. They have a type of pizza, but it's not like American pizza. And then he also said that America doesn't have a cultural diet because we have a blend of so many things. So it's pretty interesting how culture is part of how we eat and how we stay healthy. As long as we don't supersize it, right? Supersizing is bad. So I have another question for you guys. How does the senses play in this? Your five senses. What kind of sensory language did he use in this chapter?
Sense of taste, I think.
The sense of taste. He talked
With
about
buds.
taste buds, right? What else did he talk about?
It isn't to smell as well.
He talked about smell. Mm-hmm.
Did you talk about sight? I don't know if you did.
No, he didn't talk about sight, but he did talk about taste, talked about sweetness. He talked about things that were bitter and could be poisonous or just bitter to the taste. So, sensory words, these are to help you to think about those components in your body that you use when you eat, right? And he talked about the tongue and things that were disgusting. All of this has to do with food. All right, let's go to chapter 9, and we're going to listen to this one, try to get through it, because we only have like 10 minutes. Wait, did we finish that? Nope. Hang on. We got to finish this marketing thing. We talked about the French culture. Yeah, we got to talk about this one. Okay. So, who hasn't read yet? Pablo. Pablo,
What do I have to read?
read this tag here, this note. A global dilemma.
Traditional food culture is under attack in France and in many other countries. One reason is the spread of global industrial food companies like McDonald's and countries big and small lifestyles are changing as people adjust to modern jobs and the global marketplace. Will the omnivore's dilemma grow in these countries as it has grown in the US? Or will we learn from the from these traditional food cultures before they disappear?
Good job. Next. Sunny, please read. Sunny,
Sorry about that.
you ready?
Where is my reading?
French culture.
Oh, okay. French culture includes a set of or rules about how to eat. For example, the French eat small portions and don't get back 4 seconds. They don't snack. You almost never see a French person eating while driving or walking down the street. They seldom eat alone. Instead, they eat with family or friends, and their meals are long, leisurely affairs. In other words, the French culture of food allows the French to enjoy their food and be healthy at the same time. Because we have no such food culture in America, almost every question about eating is up for grabs. Fats or carbs, 3 square meals or little snacks all day, raw or cooked, organic or industrial, vegetarian or vegan. We seem to have forgotten what real food looks like and tastes like.
Good job. Thank you. Instead, we make meals of protein bars and shakes. Then we consume these non foods alone in our cars. Is it any wonder Americans suffer from so many eating disorders? Because we don't know how to eat. Marketing new meals. Victor,
All right, do I read market new meals or do I read the top?
read the paragraph right here.
All right. And so for us, the omnivore's dilemma becomes bigger and bigger. We can't rely on taste to choose among processed foods. We can't just eat foods that we enjoy. We have no stable food culture to guide us, handed down over generations. We are told instead to rely on science. Science and the industrial food system will tell us which foods are good for us and which are not. But the science keeps changing with every new study. This situation suits the food industry just fine. The more anxious we are about eating, the more likely we are to listen to claims from food marketers. Food companies make more money if they can get us to change our eating habits and buy their processed food. They spend billions to create a constant stream of these new foods and then spend billions more to get us to buy them. Some of these foods are marketed as being healthy, others sold under the banner of convenience. Many are not meant to be eaten at a dinner table. The protein bar or Pop Tart is designed to be consumed in the car on the way to school or to work. Campbell's has even designed a microwavable soup that can be eaten in the car. About 47% of American families say they still eat together every night, but researchers show that many of those family dinners are in fact something quite new. In many houses now, each member of the family prepares something different to eat. Mom might cook something vegetarian, while the kids take a pepperoni pizza from the freezer and zap it. They don't all gather at the table at the same time. By the time dad sits down with his low carb meal, the kids may have gotten up. Is that a family dinner? Not in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty hard finding a family that actually sits and eats the same thing and talks to each other now.
My family does.
Does it? That's
Yeah.
My family eats the same thing. It's just that I eat in my room, so I don't eat outside, like in the dining place.
with the family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like kind of forced to eat together. Well, it's not that we're forced, it's just that like we're kind of used to it. It's kind of like routine.
But it's better because that way you also get to have family time. You get to have conversations. When my
Yeah,
girls,
but
we did that all the time.
we don't really talk. Like my mom and dad just watch the TV we have in the kitchen for some reason. I'm just on my phone watching anime.
Oh my goodness.
That's usually how it goes.
You should try something new. Try sitting there without your phone. Ask your mom and dad to turn the TV off and ask them questions.
That's hard.
It is hard, but once you get used to doing it, you find that you actually have something in common with your family.
I kind of don't see the point in doing that no more. I used to do it, but no more.
No more?
No, I kind of don't just, I don't like it no more.
It is a hard thing to do, but it's something that keeps families in communication with each other. Like I said, my kids and my family, my ex-husband and I, we always had family dinner together. It's hard, but it's something that helps you to stay together. You get to know each other. Just saying. I know it's a hard thing to do, but think about it. You might want to try it sometime. Okay. Last little bit. Um, Kimberly, are you there? Kimberly? Kimberly's gone. Okay. Raphael, you read one paragraph and Fabi read the last one, okay?
So I stop at community.
Yeah.
All right. What difference does it make if families don't eat together? Well, let me answer that question with another question. Is eating just a task that we have to get done as fast and conveniently as possible? It is. Is it something that we only do because we have to, like taking medicine or brushing your teeth? Looking at food that way robs us of one of life's greatest pleasures. We should not only enjoy and appreciate our food, we should enjoy making it and eating it in the company of others. Food is not just fuel, it's also about family and friends and community.
Good job. Fabi?
Yet, in spite of this, as part as my research, I decided to have one of these alone but together meals. My family and I were going to share our separate processed meals, a fast food restaurant at the end of the
industrial
food chain. We were going to solve the Moore's dilemma the way millions of Americans do every day. We're going to McDonald's.
Yeah, a lot of families go to
I ate McDonald's. I feel called out.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's only because the cheese were bad.
Right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we did not get to chapter 9. So your task today is to read chapter 9. You are writing your reflection for chapter 8 and chapter 9 on page 145. Okay, so 145 in your composition books, take a picture and upload it. Just the 5 W's on the H. What did you think about it? How did it make you feel? Okay, and put it on page 145. Questions? You are free to go.
All right, bye, Miss. See you in special.
Okay, see you later. Read chapter 5. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You guys did great.
Hi, Miss. I have some questions.
Sure.
Are we supposed to? Okay, so I mean, I don't know if it's really a question, but I need help writing down because like you posted a picture of what's some I forgot what it was. Not that one. Not that one. Sorry. Should have came prepared. Well,
it's okay. Take your time.
okay, I found it. So basically, there's some pictures. Apparently, you have to write something about the pictures, but I can't see the pictures. I don't know how to like get the pictures to show. If you kind of know what I mean, or
here, let me show you where it's at. If you go into Google Classroom, let me get there. Hold on. Oh, look at all those emails. Oh my gosh. Go into Google Classroom. Hang on, it's just slow. And it's taking its time. All right, so when you go in, it's still loading. All right, so in the classwork section, there is go to here last week. Oh, wait a minute. Go to last week and you will see, sorry.
It's okay.
So last week I put in there the daily agenda assignment. So you click on the daily agenda assignment, and those were the slides for last week. When you open those slides, you're going to see the pictures.
Yeah, okay, so then that's for that. Okay.
Uh-huh. So you just have to look for the daily agenda activities. And when you open that, the slides will be there. I mean, the images will be there. Okay, see, all of these are the images that you have to look at.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Also, I also need help because you write in cursive and I don't really understand it.
Oh.
But yeah, you write in cursive, so like I can't
have it.
It's fine. I honestly want to learn how to write in cursive too and read it.
Yeah, I might put a couple of lessons on here, but I'm not supposed to teach cursive. You were supposed to learn that in 3rd grade. But they don't really get to it, but you're supposed to learn it in 3rd grade.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how to write some words in cursive, but like it's not like as curvy like as yours.
Yeah, I've been writing cursive a long time. What do you need? I can read something to you. Would that help?
It would help a little bit. Cause like I'm trying to finish like all the words that I'm like missing and stuff from this class. I know I have a ton missing. So I'm like trying to write down some notes and stuff.
Oh, that's fine. I understand. Which ones do you need help with?
Because there's a reflection one that you sent me about journal reflection notes and competition for the omnivore dilemma. And it's like cursive and I can make out some few words.
Okay, is it chapter 3?
Yes.
Chapter 3. Okay. So are you ready? And I'll read it and you can put marks by it in case you don't understand the words, and put print beside that.
And so really quickly, where did my pencil go? Found it.
Okay.
There you go. Yep.
All right. So the date is there, 10/22/20. As I read and read and listened to chapter 3, I learned that farmers have been pushed off their farms primarily
Send
ready?
yeah, have been pushed out.
Their,
Pushed out of their homes.
their farms.
Oh. Farms. Permanently.
Because
Of
agribusiness corporations.
okay. There.
Okay, so that's the first little bit.
Okay.
Okay, the next section is a question. What is the author's purpose for chapter 3? The author's purpose is to inform the reader of how big agribusiness corporations you have that part?
Yeah.
Corporations, comma, the same ones that need cheap corn for their mills, comma, helped write the very laws that set farm policy, comma, says Michael Pollan. And that's a quote from big agribusiness to farm policy is a quote.
Okay.
The next paragraph is, I also think The author's purpose is to inform us of how independent farmers, comma,
Okay.
family farms, are being regulated out of business and can't grow other crops
Okay.
uh, because it's not profitable for the corporation. Now, the last paragraph, Michael Pollan states, Michael Pollan states, and put in quotes, this policy makes it cheaper buy a corn sweetened soft drink than whole vegetables, fruits, and grains. Excuse me.
It's okay.
But most of all, comma, this policy helps corn to take over our land, comma, our food industry, comma, and even our bodies. Period, quotation mark. And then I just put, wow, this is amazing. That's just my thoughts.
It's okay.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Huff.
Anytime, Anna. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.